Hello and welcome to Ian's Point of View, Ian's POV. Now, we've got all these boat people coming over, and they ain't stopping them. Starmer was elected, and during the general election, he said he was going to smash the trafficking gangs. Not happened. And I'm thinking, what's going on? There was a report with somebody who phoned in to a radio station, and I just happened to be tuned in on it at the time. And he rents properties out. He's got a number of properties. They didn't say where. He just said he rents a number of properties out. And he put one of the properties up for sale. He had a company call him. Serco wanted to buy his house to house illegal immigrants. They didn't say illegal immigrants. They said asylum seekers. So that was my first little bit of information about the company that's involved in managing the migrants. The government doesn't do it. The government brings these boat people in. They go out to the 12-mile limit from France. They pick them up in boats, bring them back, process them, then hand them over to Serco. And Serco then hires the hotel and puts the migrants up. But they're now buying houses. They're buying hotels because it's a money-making exercise. They're making money out of it. It's a business model. Did you get this now? This is nothing to do with what's right or wrong. It's just business. It's just a company making money. And the government are complicit in it. Goes right back to Blair. Blair, Boris, May, Sunak, and now Starmer. They've all been involved in it. They might not know they're involved in it because the government get lobbied. And I expect they're being lobbied by Serco to manage the migration of illegal immigrants. I wouldn't put it past Serco to be helping MPs out with their expenses for getting elected. But I got no proof of that. But I wouldn't, What about all these freebies Starmer's got? 250,000 in a year? Any of those come from Serco? I don't know. I posed the question. Don't know the answer. Now we know that Serco is managing the migrants. Serco put out a press release. Here it is. I'll put it up here. And it says they don't house illegal migrants. They're migrants that are in the process of being processed. They came here illegally. But because they've been processed, they're now legal. But they're still illegal as far as I'm concerned. And then I thought, well, who's the shareholders, the main shareholders of Serco? I just thought I'd do a search. And I found this. This guy's got it all figured out and got a list of all the shareholders, the main shareholders, two names that fly out at you: BlackRock and JP Morgan. Now we know that Blair, when he left office, became a director of JP Morgan. Is there a link? Don't know, just saying. BlackRock met with Starmer in his first couple of months as Prime Minister in number 10. Is there a link with Serco? Don't know. All I know is BlackRock and JP Morgan are some of the major shareholders of Serco. So they're all making money out of this. It's a business model. It's not done for the good of the country. It's done for business to make money. That's all it's for. So the government are importing people who we've got no idea who they were, can't vet them, don't know if they got a criminal past. They're organising rape gangs. They're now killing us. So the government are allowing people in who are going to kill the indigenous population of this country, the very people the government are supposed to be looking after. In our constitution, one of the acts I read said that peace must be kept and people must be allowed to come and go and abide in peace. I can't remember which act it was, but that was just a phrase I remember. It's a part of our constitution. It's what the government's entrusted to do. That's what, when we elect a government, that's what we entrust them to do. And they failed. Boris failed. May failed. Cameron failed. Sunak. And now Starmer. They have all failed the people. Is it because of business? Is this blob, the deep state, controlled by big business and the Serco insiders? I don't know. I pose the question. This graph here shows you the percentage of the shareholding of these companies and names the other companies as well. But it's so small I can't read it on my screen. I should have made notes and put it down here. But anyway, you get the gist. The government are working or allowing these companies to make money off of the illegal immigrants because they won't stop it. They won't secure our borders. That's it. It's not rocket science. That's all it is. And you put these people who we got no idea who they are, got no idea of their background, don't know if they've been involved with criminality, smuggling, murders, terrorism, or whatever. We do know that the Taliban were getting on planes in Afghanistan and ended up in this country. There's a guy on YouTube that met with people who were organising these hotels. One of the inmates, as allegedly Afghan, came over on one of these freedom flights from Afghanistan, and he's Pakistani. He's got 4 wives in this country, and he's got 4 businesses. The wives are looking after the businesses. He's in a migrant hotel for 4 days a week. Then he goes and visits his wives and runs these 4 businesses. And we're paying for that. Another one went back home for Christmas and then come back. Well, if he's coming here because he's not going to be safe in his own country, why did he go back for Christmas and come back again? It's all a scam. Everything is a scam. The illegals are scamming this country. And the big business and the government are allowing them to do it. We have to turn round and say, sorry, we're broke, can't afford it, borders closed. We're going to do what Trump did. It's not rocket science, it's simple. And if we pick people up in the channel, we take them back to France. Because if there's a line down the middle of the channel and they're picked up in French waters, although it might be the 12-mile limit, that's international waters. It's not British waters. So we go to the nearest safe haven, which is France. So we take them back to France. Do that a couple of times, and then what are they going to do? You know, this can't go on. They reckon there's 1 million undocumented illegals in this country. Now, there's two pieces of information. Now, some of these boats actually got through in the early days and got up to the beaches and came to town, and they had a phone number and they could phone somebody and they'd come and pick them up from the beaches. Now we're picking them up and bringing them in and putting them in hotels. The supermarkets reckon they are selling enough food to feed another 1 million people. Yeah, and 1 million undocumented people. Where are they? Well, there's accommodation in London, and there was a Channel 4 program, and it was dealing with rogue landlords. And when they looked at this terraced house, Georgian terraced house, it actually had on the window, it actually had a bar down the middle, and they put a false wall in, you could see it. What they'd done is split the bedrooms up. And they went into this 3-bedroom house, and there was 24 people living in there. In a 3-bedroomed house. They were all illegal. They were undocumented. They were working in the hotels as cleaners and washers up, all the manual tasks. And they were in the hotels working, and they would work on shifts. So there was only 12 beds there in this 3-bedroom house. There was 12 beds. And they would have an hour, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. And they were working in shifts. Now, how many? This was only one. How many more are there? They went to a farm in Gloucester that done spring onions. And they got packing sheds there. And in the packing sheds, they went into the packing sheds. And there was Indians working in there. Only one of them. There was about 6 ladies in there. Only one of them spoke English. Half of them were illegal, not documented. And they were working for £2 an hour. This was all 5 or 6 years ago now. But this is what's happening. These people are working on the black market. They're working. If you think about it, the car washes, manual car wash. Go in, get your car wash, £5 or 10 quid for inside as well. Are they all legal? Are they paying taxes, or is it all just cash in hand? Because you pay 10 quid, £5 cash, don't you? Have your car cleaned? Are they all legal? Don't know. Pose the question. Your delivery. We know that the illegals in the hotel in London were being escorted out on push bikes and mopeds with Deliveroo square boxes on their backs. So they were working for Deliveroo, and they're illegal immigrants. They're living in the hotel with the other migrants. And the police were supporting them. So we know that. How many more do we know? We've got a new housing estate, only about 600 yards away from here. Well, it was fields when I was a kid, but the other side of the playing fields. Yeah, it's about 600, 700 yards. And the housing estate's on a slope. It was an open cast coal mine in the early days, in the late 1700s. And they've got a small housing estate. It's supposed to be affordable housing. But they start at 300,000 and go up. But one of the streets down there, one of the cul-de-sacs that they've got, has been given to a housing association. And they are housing migrants. Don't know if the migrants are illegal migrants or the boat people. You know, what about the indigenous population? What about the kids? You know, what about my grandchildren? Luckily, they work in and got their own flats and houses. But it's a struggle. Kids are still living at home because they can't afford to buy a house. And then these migrants come in and we house them all over the place. They jump the queue. And the local councils are obliged to do it by government order. So it's a big money-making scheme. You've got the housing association do it. It's supposed to be non-profit. But that doesn't mean they're not making money out of it. You've got Serco with its shareholders. And then you've got the politicians allowing it to happen. It's got to stop. Someone's got to say, this ain't right. This is not a good model for the country. We're bringing people in and they are killing us. Somebody has got to put a stop to it. And I think Nigel Farage and Reform are the only people that are saying it. And I think Nigel Farage and Reform should get an agreement together to fight the government. And that includes the Conservatives, mind, because the Conservatives, Boris didn't do anything to stop it. Anyway, this is Ian's POV. I've talked for long enough. There's loads more I want to say on this, but I think I'll stop here. Anyway, bye-bye for now.